At this moment, the guests who came to Warnya's birthday dinner, in fact, the one who was really waiting in the heart was Charlie. Everyone knows that the Wu family and his son came to Orus Hill some time ago and had conflicts with him. At Father Song's birthday banquet, Charlie even broke Roger's hand in public. Then, Isaac came forward and even interrupted their legs, finally letting the father and son escape back to Suzhou in embarrassment. Since then, everyone felt that Mr. Wade was absolutely fearless. Even the first family of Orus Hill did not care. At that time, many people were still worried that Mr. Wade would eventually be no match for the Wu family, which has strong assets. Unexpectedly, in a short time, the Wu family fell from the position of the first family in Orus Hill. Moreover, there are too many things that happened in the Wu family during this period. First of all, the reputation was greatly hit by the beggar gang. Secondly, they successively sent masters to Changbai Mountain but failed one after another. For the last time, even their true trump card and the last reliance, the 8 heavenly kings, have been killed. The Wu family now can't even reach the level of a first-class family, and it's far from the Song family. Although there is no evidence that all of this was done by Charlie, everyone was in their hearts and counted all of this on Charlie's head. In their eyes, only Mr. Charlie Wade had such an ability. Especially Isaac, he was at the foot of Changbai Mountain and saw how Charlie killed the 8 heavenly kings with his own power. So at this moment, Charlie is a god in his eyes, a god who transcends everything. Isaac was the first to walk towards Charlie. He walked towards Charlie quickly, even wishing to kneel for Charlie first. Because that day in Changbai Mountain, Charlie shocked him too much, and he had completely subverted all his worldviews. However, he still knew that he has to be restrained. He was only polite when he saw Charlie, and respectfully called Mr. Wade. He didn't know that he was from the Wade family. Young Mr. He thought Isaac had also asked him to see feng shui or something. Immediately walking up was Doris wearing a bright silver sexy dress. In Charlie's impression, Doris has always been the kind of ascetic professional beauty. But today's Doris is dressed very sexy and enchanting, and her state is very good. People who don't know, if they see the current Doris, they will think that she is a sexy goddess. Doris naturally knew the identity of Charlie, but she knew very little about the identity of his Wade family. After all, she is not a member of the Orus Hill family, nor is she involved in contact with those in the metaphysical circles, so the things Charlie did as Mr. Wade and Doris are almost completely two worlds. Doris wanted to call him young master very much, but because so many people were here, she could only call out politely, Mr. Charlie. Charlie nodded at her slightly, and said, President Doris dressed up very beautifully today. I really didn't expect the vice chairman of the Emgrand Group to be such a beautiful and enchanting beauty. Doris blushed beautifully, and said shamefully, Mr. Charlie, you have praised me to sky. After speaking, Doris smiled and said, Mr. Charlie, when will you have time to come to the Emgrand Group to sit down? Doris's words made Charlie blush. He knew that he, the chairman of the Emgrand Group, was really incompetent. Usually, I would not go to the Emgrand Group, and I only asked about the Emgrand Group. Everything was directly passed to Doris. As Doris said just now, it is estimated that she also hopes that she can go to the Emgrand Group more. Thinking of this, he smiled and said to Doris, just for such a beautiful president, I will often come to the Emgrand Group to impress or harass. When Doris heard this, her unparalleled pretty face turned bright red. At this time, Tianqi also brought Jovia over. Jovia looked at Charlie with tenderness in her beautiful eyes. At the same time, there are some small complaints in her young girl's heart. Always feel that Mr. Wade seems to have paid less attention to her and her grandfather recently. Because during this time they haven't seen Mr. Wade go to the clinic again, so even though she thought about him, she didn't have much chance to see him. Tianqi didn't have so much thoughtfulness from his granddaughter. He just felt that one day he didn't see Mr. Wade. After taking the rejuvenating pill, he could feel every day how important it is to return to his youth, so every moment deep down, he's grateful to Charlie. Therefore, he walked up quickly, bowed to Charlie with his fists, and said respectfully, Mr. Wade, I haven't seen you for some time. I wonder if Mr. Wade, how are you coming in these days? Charlie smiled faintly. The genius Dr. Tianqi is polite. I'm pretty good recently, I don't know how old she is. Tianqi said earnestly, the blessing of Master, I feel perfect every day now. Thanks to Mr. Wade for giving me a great opportunity. Charlie smiled slightly and said, you also said, this is your chance, so don't be polite with me. Aoshui, who was tasting dessert, suddenly saw Charlie coming. Her excited little heart thumped and thumped. Her face was already red before she could talk to Charlie. Aoshui's character is the kind of little pepper that dared to love and hate. When she was facing Charlie, she dared to do it against Charlie, even if Charlie kicked her ass. But now Aoshui has completely regarded Charlie as her dream lover, and she has to think about him for a long time before going to bed almost every night before she can fall asleep. Moreover, Aoshui would frequently dream of Charlie in her dreams, and sometimes in her dreams, she would also dream of doing some shameful things with Charlie. No way, because Aoshui really liked Charlie.